you children, it's me Ghost Girl. In today's video I'm going to do an overall summary of what happened with the assistant manager and doing my makeup. So I'm first going to start off with the YSL All Hours concealer. So for all of you that maybe haven't been watching my channel for long, you might not be aware of the story of my old assistant manager. So basically I used to volunteer at a charity shop, and when I first joined it was really nice. All the people were really lovely and it was good fun and I was really enjoying myself. But about 9 or 10 months into me volunteering there, which was a shame because it was a lovely place to volunteer before, shit started to hit the fan. So basically, there was an assistant manager that worked there, and she just wasn't a nice person at all. She was a very horrible woman, and I've worked for some really sketchy companies and had some really horrible bosses over the years, and yeah, she's definitely probably been one of the worst, to be honest. So basically when she first started working there, she was alright, but then she started recruiting some of her friends to volunteer there, and they formed a clique, and it was when this clique was kind of formed is when things kind of started to go wrong. Basically they were like her favourites and everyone else got treated like rubbish, and she was like totally taking advantage of the volunteers, and it's just like they're there volunteering their free time and they're being like taken advantage of. Like she would go away and like disappear for hours and not tell anyone, and like we'd be looking for her and then we wouldn't be able to find her, and then her and her friends would disappear for hours, and then you'd be like having to run the shop yourself, and then our friends would come back and they would like have like Costa coffees and that, and she would always go for her lunch first and would take hours, and you would be sitting there starving, and then she would send her pal away, and then the pal would be away for ages as well, and then you would be away for half an hour, and then she would like scream at you because you took too long, even though her and her pal go away for like 2 hours for their lunch some days. And sometimes you'd be working and you wouldn't get a break, and sometimes she would just be really rude to you and condescending, and her and her friends would like speak to each other in Polish and would basically like ignore you except to like bark orders down your throat. She never accepted the actual manager's authority. Like whenever the old manager would like tell her to do stuff, she would like always like roll her eyes at the old manager and make faces at her. And yeah, we all didn't like her, and we all were making complaints about her, and nothing was getting done and we were sick of it. And one day, um, she disappeared for the whole day and never bothered to check on any of us. And we were left to deal with a violent customer who had a violent outburst on the shop floor. We tried to get her attention, but she didn't listen. So then we were left to deal with this violent thug. And then when she finally came up to see us at the end of the day, when we were about finishing, she started screaming and shouting at us in the middle of the shop floor in front of customers because while we were dealing with that angry customer, someone had donated a bunch of bags into the charity shop and we didn't know what to do with them, and to be honest we were dealing with a violent customer, so it wasn't exactly our top priority, so we just shoved them behind the counter. And then she was basically shouting at us because we had shoved a bunch of bags behind the counter, and it's like, well, what were we supposed to do? We were dealing with a customer having a violent outburst in the middle of the store, and then she wasn't listening to us, and she's not exactly the most easiest person to communicate with. So because of that, the three of us did a walkout and we all walked out of the shop, and then I phoned the manager and said that I was quitting because I couldn't work with her anymore because of the way that she was treating me and the other volunteers. And another guy that was there with me that day, he's quit, and another lassie, she's now told me that she's thinking of leaving as well, and she walked out that day as well. And the three of us put in a formal complaint about her, and then about a month later after the complaint I got sent an email asking for feedback on my volunteer experience. So I just filled in all the questions that they asked me, and I said that I wasn't happy volunteering there because of the way that she treated me, and I mentioned her by name in the complaint. And I think it's funny because when they asked me how they could improve, I said get rid of her, and I mentioned her by name, and replace her with someone else that can actually do the job. And the funny thing is that they actually did that. She's been sacked, and she's been replaced by another woman, and that is the overall summary of what happened. And I'm relieved that she's away. And I know I said to the old manager that I would go back if she got sacked, but I'm with another charity now, and I'm a lot happier with that charity, and everyone's really nice and I'm enjoying it, so I'm just sticking with the charity that I'm at now, and I'm not going to bother going back to that charity shop. But now that I've told that story, I'm going to be applying the Nude by Nature powdered foundation. So now that the powdered foundation has been applied, I'm going to be applying the NYX Translucent HD Finishing Powder. So now that I've applied the translucent powder, I'm going to be using the Revolution Little Crazy Harlequin Suicide Squad eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be using this light blue shade here, Shade Crazy. Now that the eyeshadow has been applied, I'm going to be applying the NYX On The Rise Volume Uplifting Mascara. So now that the mascara has been applied, I'm going to be applying the Sweet Chili Revolution Lip Scrub. So now that the lip scrub has been applied, that is my makeup look complete. I hope you have enjoyed this video today, my spooky children. If you did, then please like this video, comment down below, share this video, subscribe to my channel, click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified when my next videos come out. Also, don't forget to follow me on my socials. I'm on Twitter and I'm on Patreon. If you could follow me on Twitter and become a patron of mine, I'd be very grateful for that. I also do tarot card readings on my Patreon, so if you would like a tarot card reading from me, then please become a Patreon of mine. Higher tiers get early access to content 7 to 10 days before the content is released to the lower tiers. Also, I've got a surprise coming up for you guys, but I'm not telling you what it is just yet. But a little hint is that it's to do with the poll that I posted on my community tab. So if you could go and vote in the poll, I would really appreciate it. So that's everything from me today, my spooky children. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and goodbye.